Need to try and squeeze as much as they can get from this one, Blank.
Your sort of saving grace in this is that you just hope that Influence Rage can suck up so many points towards that top side of the lobby that 16th place bubble doesn't move that much, right? But with Apples not playing in, with DXavier not playing in, currently the two heavy hitters so far in this lobby as well, much, right? But with Apples not playing in, with DXavier not playing in, currently the two heavy hitters so far in this lobby as well, right? But with Apples not playing in, with DXavier not playing in, currently the two heavy hitters so far in this lobby as well, right? Not playing in, with DXavier not playing in, currently the two heavy hitters. Safe so far in the lobby as well. Playing down, currently DXavier playing in, currently the two heavy hitters. Safe so far in the lobby as well. Playing down, currently DXavier playing in, currently the two heavy hitters. Safe so far in the lobby as well. Playing down, being the key part. Being able to have that mental fortitude of bouncing back and keeping your focus on, even if you are a little bit upset with what went down or what you left up to history. It always shows just how far you can go in these sort of events. MBE's here towards the ridge side, a little bit paranoid. You can see turning all around them, suspicious about where the fight is going to be coming from. It's DX down towards the coastline with support in the trees as well. Levi's from the side strikes, and that's perfect. They had baited the attention of the first man. Oh, with all their focus down the ridge on Lamborghini, Levi's just ruins them. 2 back-to-back 6 shots, and he's just chock-a-block full of confidence now. They want to go in blank. Parajin's hot behind the wheel as well, so he's going to be coming in to assist. They're swooping in. This should be a clean-up on them. They outnumber them 2-1. Yeah, I mean, this is just a great play from DX overall, and you can see the quick flick decision in the sense of Levi sees that he's got 2 eliminations. I'm making the call now to push, but I'm going immediately. The rest of the team instantaneously responds, and this is just the communication you can tell going through from DXavier. Very difficult to talk about communication a lot of times, but easy to see in this situation with a quick response coming through from the rest of the team of DXavier, and exactly why we consider them to be one of the best teams in this survival stage so far. Parajin luckily hits that first aid kit just after the nade pops. We'll bring him back up towards 70%, and although they did get those first 2 initial knocks here, DXavier's not sure whether pushing the issue here is worth it or just getting further in towards a circle. Reject taking a fight of their own alongside with Inco and Enigma Galaxy. They look incredibly low though here, with Reject trying to hold on. Nice nade from Sara will finish off a lot of the boys from Inco, and now they are out, down in 21st place. Their day of play is over until tomorrow. 21 points. It's not too bad.
Not the end of the world. Could definitely have been worse for them, and like you said, they've still got another day to try and slay. Meanwhile, there is a battle raging on inside of this building. Control of the house team, 4-4. Link, close quarters engagement. Peppers the bullets around the corner, but just as we see the push in, Shotgun Superstar here for Voodoo Alliance. Jumps out the window, looking for the close quarters finish on that one. Knows that Misery's close by. Knows that he's going to be pushed by Luxy as well, but didn't expect the nade from the heavens. They dropped that one on him and blow him to bits. You do. Are able to clean up on that one, stay alive. Reset from the fight. Did lose a little bit to work with, but they'll still be pretty happy with how that's gone.
Yeah, it's a nice little play there coming through from Procedure Evos to hold on here, because they're certainly a team that needs to, currently in 6th place, they want to get those numbers up a bit more. MBE Esports, honestly, for this team, 28 points up to 30 now on their first day of play. It looks fairly decent. Kitsune, last player alive now for Gladiators, well renowned for his survival in these squads, in these lobbies. See how much further he can get into this match, though, because there's a lot of pressure on him. That can change in this situation. Mad Bulls also trying to look for another good game on this one over towards the western side. Have 4 players up.
They have to send on either side. Revo down.
Too.
Everyone's on the move now.
You can see the hyenas in the lobby realizing how many weakened players are lurking around and how many points that translates to. Levi's has been sick today. Really good with some of the shots that he's been landing. Here he tries to play with the timing and wait for the push on in, supporting off the back of the contact found from Lamborghini as they hit those shots pretty cleanly and leave us in a position where MVE are being dissected quite fast. Alter Ego, meanwhile, in the picture-in-picture view, as they're also scrapping. So 2 fights going down, stereo battles occurring here as everyone is looking to lay claim to a compound and get themselves some extra elims to work with. FaZe have handled the situation thrown at them from Alter Ego, and again, Alter Ego suffering today as they are out.
With 44 points, it looks very worrisome for this team going forwards. So for Alter Ego, they just got to cross their fingers now and hope to God that no one comes ahead of them tomorrow. Parajin drops out. It's Fistby from top side, getting a good spray out, but not quite enough as DXavier handles them. And you can tell just the skill level from DXavier off the back of this fight. They get the 2 elims, they move up. They have the wherewithal as well to be like, look, this fight's not worth taking. Let's go grab that high ground in front of them. Whilst we've delayed them a lot here, the blue's going to push them in. They're going to have to move up towards us in this spot, and we can take them out later. So there's plans upon plans upon plans here for DXavier, and it's just nice checkpoint gameplay for them, always having a good idea of what's going to come next and how to set themselves up best for it. So for DXavier, strong control on the south side, pretty much cleared out most of the deadly teams. It's just Nigma Galaxy as well as Reject ahead of them, who are both hurting in a big way. Nigma Galaxy down to 2, as are Reject.
A lot of damage, a lot of broken rosters already. So you're not fighting at full power. It means that things are going to get a little bit more slapdash. Some of the plays might be a bit more haphazard than we were potentially expecting. DX again, just looking for damage onto FaZe, firing bullets up. They've got nice cover here from the ridge side positions. They're going to be happy with that, playing around it. Now Haji zoomed in, looking for feet from a substantial distance, and fair play. Al Haji, good read and perfect placement with the crosshair. Hits the shots onto Misery, and that is exactly what he's going through. A miserable way to go out as the zone will consume him, and he knows about Luxy Blank. He's sniffing him out and looking to punish. Mela will at least try and draw the attention his way. Easy might have a backstab on it. For now, though, this is looking pretty good for Quest. The high ground you've got to play with here is going to be nice for them. Makes a change for once.
Yeah, for Quest, realistically, it's now or never. They kind of need a chicken dinner on this match and a fair few eliminations off the back of it if they want to try and at least have some kind of chance to get in towards that last chance. I just don't really see it happening. Again, it was very last game for Quest over in the group stage. It could be the very last game for them here in the survival stage as well, but with so many big squads still up and kicking, with DX down towards that south side, Mad Bulls off towards the western edge, there is that scariness to it. A little bit terrifying to pull through here for Quest. A lot of teams just hanging on for dear life now in this lobby. We're moving in towards some pretty rough terrain, right, where we're slowly sloping down towards that low ground in the center. Most teams attempting to hold on to this high ground on the edge as long as possible.
Oh, Haji, back behind the driving seat, trying to find some space to play with. There's not much room, though. A lot of names all close by. A lot of room for a fight to kick off the back of the first domino falling. Melisse will suffer from success early. It seems here they've taken a bit of damage that will slow them down. They are spreading out and going for the revive on Poser. They have to control the roadside. Supply drop in between them as well. Kishu goes for the advancement on that. Everyone else getting closer and closer as well. Duxan have started to rotate around, and that's up towards where we're seeing Quest play from. Quest that now engaged down on the road. Quick crash on NASA. Didn't expect to see this one as they go in for it. Full frontal assault in the building. Kante swinging Katana as he'll chop his way through the first with the shotty. Trade back by Star, and Quest, it's slowing down for him, Blank. It needs to be a quick change of pace here. Al Haji, he's used all his bullets, has to quick switch to the secondary, hits the shot on the drive-by and snatches it away.
5 elims at least on this game so far, up to 24 points total, but with 3 players, he looks a little bit hopeless at this point in time, but there is a chance off the back of that. There is teams all around them. They'll have to fend off against. FaZe currently trying to push in towards Mad Balls, trying to pick up some more points at the end of their day of play. Frozen will pick up on Zenz as he spots some more players coming in, and there is a jump out the window there as Frozen gets knocked himself, but Mormon is down. This is back and forth here. Mad Bulls versus FaZe, 2 teams that are incredibly well versed in terms of gun skill. Finally it'll be finished off, and of course it's Tulika to make it happen.
Big plays there, finally shutting down FaZe that have actually had a pretty sick day of it. They've had a lot of room to expand and take points, even taking chicken dinners here today. So being able to stop them now and stop it expanding further into the last game of these 2 groups clashing will do wonders for you if you don't have another game to be played going into tomorrow. Evos, or at least just Luxy, the lurker, he's been making a wide rotate on this. Slowly but surely he's starting to stutter step his way up the back and does assault. Hits the first, looking for a follow-up as well, it seems, as he's putting the pressure on the back of Quest. Ooh, my man's in the compound.
For Luxy as well, he knows that any elimination point going forward is going to be so good for him. Drops one off towards the right side of the building. More Molotovs been sent through now. Able to pick himself up that flush towards Fahidan. Duxan is now out. 25 points on the day. But for Luxy, it's an important fight. Anywhere he can get further into this game is good for him, but there's walls in front of them. It's going to be very difficult to play off the back of. He opts just to send away here, but he'll be sending into very treacherous waters going forward, Jackie.
Oh yeah, you're going to need the Wellington boots, mate, as you are going to be knee-high in the murk. Oh, easy firing off shot after shot. Luxy tries to find safe haven behind the tractor. Oh, how's he alive?
He's done, yeah. Even if the bullet didn't hit him, the vehicle would have exploded and taken him out. But still, 4 eliminations. That 1 point he was able to accrue over towards Fahidan, and then a single placement point as well. That might be the difference between him going out in 16th, him as his team, as well as just getting a more secure position towards that last chance. So Luxy has done an absolute phenomenal job for Procedure Evos. I think all fans of Luxy should be really proud of him going forward. In the meantime, Malise Esports, we were talking about them. They needed a big game. They're in towards one of the final circles. There's 7 teams still left alive, and it's Mad Balls going against DX Xavier. 2 of the big dogs in the lobby, currently biting at one another here.
That was a loud bark though, supersonic, as it would detonate the player in front of him. So Levi is now crawling away from the fight he's been thrown into. Zerich bombarding bullets, down to 60 in his reserve as well. So using a lot of that ammunition to just try and suppress and keep them locked in position. Nade cascades across. Zal Haji will be able to blow Fleek away. Al Haji,
well, gentlemen,
we go for this one. He's trying to push further up the hill. 40 had an opportunity to swoop in blank, but FS from so far away shuts down Quest and ends Al Haji before any more madness can continue. So DX are now the next on the chopping block, and Chulika is the chef. Comes in and hatchets his way through him with a DBS.
Big news there for Mad Balls. That almost certainly secures it for them. I mean, 99 points. Even less than that, I think, for Europe. They've been such a good standout for us, as well as Major Pride making it through in the first place. Frozen tries to step his way through, won't make it, but Reject be happy about this. More points on the board for them. Up to 5 eliminations on this match. Just Sarah and Luther remaining. 2 really cool players from the team. Sarah, who's been giving it his all this entire tournament. See how much further they can get here, but with N-Hyper finding Luther on the frag, it's a little bit scary. Sarah can't quite go for the res just yet. Needs to find himself an elimination of his own, or at least a knock over towards Nigma Galaxy as another nade is primed in hand.
Freak throws out the nade. The smoke's blocking the pathway. Ooh, a bit of damage from that one. Nice way to instigate.
Meanwhile, Melissa are also getting stuck into it. Know that this is their dying chance. This is their last game to make some big plays. And they're fairly fragmented. 2-1 setup in the way that they've gone for this. You've got a lot of map control. You can attack from either side. Lewis, he takes the close range engagement onto FS. Free peeks up from the back. 40 had the drop on Lufa. Oh, the shots are going out. The buckshot not connecting. And in the fight of the shotties, he will lose out. Good for one, but not enough.
Almost had it there as well, and Coops does that with the pump shotty as well versus the DBS. Not an easy scenario to be in. Malise Esports looking for that big win, but Tulika, Zerich not done yet. The dynamic duo themselves coming through for the Mad Bulls, the 2 horns on the bull itself, looking to finish out this game here. But Malise Esports, they know how much this game means to them. It might be the difference between a 16th place and a 17th place for Malise Esports, and they get a few more eliminations on side, up to 7 right now, and there's an opportunity to get at least 4 more here.
All of these squads right now are going to be gunning for this one. Worth its weight in gold with what it will do for your chances here in the survival stage. All of them need points. All of them need to solidify their chances. For 2 of the teams, it's their last damn attempt. For one of them, it's your opening game at the end of the first day. If there could at least be momentum in the camp of Nigma following this, maybe they can reset tomorrow, do a whole lot down more, but we'll have to see how it goes now. Right here, as Tulika tries to kick it off with the shotgun. Close range, sees the head, but can't remove it. Repositions, trying to play around Zerich now. A bit scared about the potential punishment that could be coming his way. Remember, this is just a duo for Mad Bulls. Only 2, as they are fighting a numbers game. Oh, Melise eating nades though, Blank. CEO later, as he got a bit too comfortable on this one.
Malise Esports played in a very aggressive lineup versus the front here, trying to absolutely suffocate these 2 teams in front of them. Desperate for this chicken dinner. They know how much it means to them, but they need every single point here. They have to squeeze every ounce of value out of this game. So for Malise Esports, this is them in their dying throes. For Mad Bulls, this is a glorified run towards the end of it. And like you said, for the boys on Nigma Galaxy, this is just an entrance into the conversation with the big dogs towards the top side. Malise Esports will finish off the Mad Bulls. Now just Nigma Galaxy, Freak and Coops to try and remain in this game, get themselves a chicken dinner.
The Malise Scorpions are on the move, scuttling their way towards the final few players. They get the angle on Freak. Should be an easy spray down. Slays onto him just as CEO later expires. The chicken dinner is secured, and Malise will grab the final chicken dinner of the day. And their final plays, Blank, being so influential, it might just make the difference. Now it's just in the hands of the other teams, but they've done all they can to guarantee bonus points at the end of their games.
Yeah, very, very tight here. Tighter than a yoga store for the guys on Malise Esports. I mean, they are going to be feeling very relieved after that last game. And I mean, it was now or never. We were saying at the start of the game that Malise Esports has to absolutely pop off them or Quest. I think that's 21 points on the game there. I think they currently had, I think it was 25 before this one. Yeah. So up to 46 points. Technically in a better position than Alter Ego, all things considered. Very, very surprising in that fact. But when it mattered most, Malise Esports were able to count themselves in with this last game.
And that's what matters. You know, at the end of the day, everything else that's already happened in yesterday's games and the games earlier on today, right, that's history. That was already written. Yeah. All they could do is take what was given to them at present, and that's a great game of it. You know, they keep the mental fortitude strong, at least guarantee themselves a lot more points. Now, I'll be honest with you, Blank, the difference of 25 points versus even breaking through that 40 barrier, that could make the world of difference.
It is just so damn nice to have at the end of the day, because suddenly you're thrown a lifeline. And Malise Esports, we know they have them in him. Like, they're a good team overall. They were excellent in Turkey. It's just we didn't see that same firepower from them throughout this survival stage. It's just stressful to watch.
It was indeed. Some stressful games, some crazy plays, and non-stop shenanigans. These are all words that could describe Jason Kaplan as well. So let's head back over to the desk and see what they thought about the explosive games we've had today.
You also forgot about talented, handsome, tall and all around a good human being here, Jackie, as we're back to the desk with Max Vanacolars. Keep a straight face. Come on, gentlemen. As we did see, Melise, a team that, of course, you said perfectly, of all the teams that Alter Ego do not want to see do well, was Melise. Was any of these teams at the bottom with 11 matches played, and Melise popped off here?
Yeah, the teams that have played now 2 days that were down there, those were the ones that, the teams that were effectively going to end up being on the cusp really did not want performing well. And Melise absolutely knocks it out of the park with this last one. They've been sort of non-existent, right, Max, for the past couple of days worth of their gameplay, but this was, as Blank says, the lifeline that they need. They might end up being a cusp team here. We'll see down the line, but it's a lifeline they need.
Over the course of 11 matches, Colaris, they scored 25 points. They almost doubled 11 matches worth of points in a singular match with this chicken dinner, the 11 eliminations on top. Kisyu in particular, like, fantastic off angles to make sure he was securing that late game circle to make sure that no players from Mad Balls, no players from Nigma Galaxy could threaten that potential win. That is one of the most important chicken dinners you are going to see at this stage in PMGC. And as you said, Alter Ego at the bottom of the middle part of the rankings, they are crying after a team like Melise win that. Oh man, this is going to be rough.
Yeah, and it bears repeating, actually, the reason we're focusing on them is because they got, what, 44 points now across the 2 days, did Alter Ego. That makes them now the second lowest team that's played 2 days worth of games out of all of the teams, obviously the last being Quest, which is guaranteed done. So Alter Ego is not quite eliminated yet, not quite on the cusp yet. However, everybody else below them has only played 1 day, which is catastrophic for them potentially.
If you're that team now, you're just going to be watching tomorrow's matches and just, Influence Rage, please get 60 eliminations this match. Please just get every single win. I would love that, but I mean, there's a lot of chance that we will not see Alter Ego because 11th position right now on the rankings, they could slip down really quickly heading into tomorrow.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Melise are the Turkish Gladiators, showing up exactly when they need to get to the next stage of the event here. Potentially, like we're saying, right? You can still see all the teams on the right-hand side in 13th to 24th place, minus Quest. Only 6 matches played. The problem is, going into tomorrow, as we said before, Group Yellow has had the strongest teams so far in this event. So it's going to be much more difficult here for any of those teams in 17th through 24th place to obviously rise up the ranks here. But it's going to be tough. I mean, if you're Alter Ego, if you're Melise, if you're, I mean, a couple maybe potential other teams out there, you're going to be sweating bullets, obviously, with these 2 teams in particular. What all is going to happen tomorrow? And it's never a good position to be in when the fate's taken completely out of your hands and you just have to sit back and watch.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to fight for a top 16 spot when you got teams back in the lobby like Influence Rage, D+, Kia, BTR. Like, you're not going to have a lot of points available for those bottom teams, so it's going to be down to the wire. And of course, I mean, it's down to the wire because you've got the best teams in the world now, Jason. You're going to have top 16 down to top 5. Even the thing is, I'm even going further than just this stage of the tournament, right? Which is, sure, you might qualify in top 16. That's fantastic. GG, well played. I want to look for the teams that are competing for top 5 spot right now. Those are the teams that might have a chance to go into the grand finals because reaching last chance alone doesn't do much for you. At least you have the point reset, but you need to look a little bit further than that.
Okay, well, I believe we're going to be heading to the stage here for an interview, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure exactly who it's going to be with, or... Yeah, no, let's do it. Let's head to the stage and do it.
And we are back on the live stage at the Malaysia Battle Arena, Petaling Jaya. And with me, we do have, I'm the host, by the way, Choo Choo. We have the legendary Nate God. I call him the Nate God myself, which is going to be coming up from FaZe Clan Mela with us joining in. And one of the best Red Group's performance here today, other than Uni Alliance, FaZe is also getting the second highest score so far. Now, I have a lot of questions for this team right now. Thai teams used to be one of the greatest team in the world, arguably one of the best in the world, but now you are the only one remaining, which is going to be FaZe Clan in the PMGC stage. Now, can you share with us why is it very challenging for the Thai teams when it comes to this PMGC?
ก็คือว่าตอนนี้ไทยทีมเคยเป็นหนึ่งในทีมที่ดีที่สุดในโลกแต่ณตอนนี้ทีม FaZe Clan เหลืออยู่ทีมเดียวในการแข่งขัน PUBGC ช่วยแชร์ให้เราฟังได้ไหมคะว่าทำไมการแข่งขันครั้งนี้ถึงมีความท้าทายกับทีมไทยเป็นอย่างมาก
ก็ด้วยความที่สไตล์การเล่นที่เปลี่ยนไปจากรอบ C หรือว่ารอบภายในประเทศของเราครับก็ ทำให้ทีมอื่นแบบไม่รู้รายการมูฟหรือว่าเล่นจากผิดจากที่เราคิดไปมากทำให้เราไม่สามารถปรับตัวได้ทันแต่ก็ต้องยอมรับว่าโซนลีกอื่นปรับตัวได้ดีกว่าเราครับ
Bella says because of our internal in our country they're changing their play their style so once they come here they cannot adapt it like other teams that's why it's make like challenging in this PWGC
So it's more towards regional change that actually make a different sort of play in PMGC. They cost them quite a bit here. But with the only team coming up from Thai region, which is only FaZe Clan right now, do you feel pressured to represent the entire Thai region? And how do you yourself cope with it? And how does the team take it in?
คือตอนนี้เหลือทีมเราอยู่ทีมเดียวในการแข่งขัน PWGC และเราก็เป็นตัวแทนของประเทศไทยเรามีความรู้สึกกดดันไหมคะในการเล่นครั้งนี้แล้วเรามีการรับมือกับมันยังไง
ก็รู้สึกกดดันบ้างครับก็เพราะว่าเราเป็นทีมไทยที่เหลืออยู่ทีมเดียวด้วยครับก็ต้องแบกความหวังจากทุกคนที่เชียร์ที่เป็นคนไทยครับก็จะทำให้เต็มที่ครับ
So for him, he feel a little bit pressure because as one of the Thai team remaining here, then all of everyone like maybe like expecting the team to get in.
Don't cry. Don't cry, brother. You can do this. Come on. Okay. Also, when it comes to your play style, right? You mentioned about how you changed internally before, and now if you compare with the group stage, it's such a drastic change between the group stage and the survival stage now for the side of FaZe Clan. What has changed within those days that make it such a good performance now for FaZe Clan?
มันเหมือนกับว่าตอนนี้การเล่นของเราเปลี่ยนแปลงไปอย่างมากจากรอบการแบ่งกลุ่มและรอบsurvival อะไรคือการเปลี่ยนแปลงนั้นที่ทำให้เรามีการพัฒนาการเล่นของเราดีขึ้นมากค่ะ
ก็ด้วยความที่ทั้งทีมปรับความเข้าใจกันแล้วก็คุยถึงวิธีการเล่นหลายๆอย่างนะครับแล้วก็ด้วยที่ศึกษาแผนด้วยกันครับพอนั่งดูย้อนหลังดูสไตล์การเล่นของแต่ละทีมที่ผ่านเข้ารอบไปแล้วก็มาปรับใช้ให้เข้ากับทีมตัวเองครับ
because of all the team, they communicating in the team and they change, they adapting how to play, how to what they miss and they improve it.
Hopefully they can keep it going because I do understand there's so much pressure, but you know what? Just do it. And also speaking of which, there's gonna be a lot of your supporters out there now. The supporters screaming as if you guys can hear this noise. But speaking of which. What do you have to say for all your hardcore fans, including me, for all the fans for Mela and FaZe Clan out there?
ตอนนี้ก็มีแฟนๆที่คอยเชียร์เราอยู่เป็นจำนวนมากอยากจะพูดอะไรถึงแฟนๆไหมคะ
ก็ฝากตามเชียร์พวกเราทีม FaZe Clan ในวันพรุ่งนี้แล้วก็รอบๆต่อๆไปด้วยนะครับก็ฝากตามเป็นกำลังใจเชียร์ด้วยนะครับขอบคุณมากครับ
Please continue to cheer him and supporting him for tomorrow and the next day for this PWGC.
Just 2 days, not until grand final, no?
After this also.
After this also. Not just within these days, okay? But, you know, things get a bit rowdy here. I think it's a day for us. We're going to wrap things up here on the live stage. We're going to toss it back to the Carters, read out the stats and data. Have fun, guys, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
A lot of pressure on his shoulders soon. Obviously, the team's shoulders trying to represent Thailand and do the country well. But there's still a long ways to go here. Not only tomorrow's matches, but of course, they make it into the last chance. And then they get top 5 there, which is going to be insanely difficult considering the caliber of teams we have. But to end things off on the day, Tulika, 23 eliminations leading the charge by Levi's. As we heard Jackie talking about putting in some serious work when it came to damage.
Yeah, maybe going to have ourselves a Mad Balls MVP after that one with Tulika. But they've been working a little bit on that consistency, Jason, that we mentioned a bit yesterday. It's still a bit topsy-turvy from time to time. They got a win followed up with a 15th place. But when they get a good game, they get double-digit eliminations pretty much every time. And that is going to be so valuable for also the last chance stage. I think that they might just make in top 5 here. But no, it's not Mad Balls play, actually. It's a play from UD Alliance. Oh, okay.
Those 2 Erangel games worked out, huh?
Seems like it, huh?
Yeah, they had a whopping, 1,000 damage on the one that they actually ended up taking. He had that chance for that potential 1v1 up against Procedure, but obviously it didn't work out for him. I think it was Procedure, right? If not mistaken.
Yes,
Yeah. So some tough times for obviously a lot of teams out here. Unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to one of them already, which will be Quest, as they are unfortunately outside the bubble and have 0 matches left to go. But you know what? At least for them, they can still say they're one of the best teams in the world, and they can take all this experience and come back next year, hopefully stronger. Right, Max?
Yeah. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm telling you right now that Al-Hajj one day is going to come in this PMGC or PMWI, and he's going to pop off. I don't know when, I don't know which year or decade, but it's going to happen eventually, Jason. I believe in Al-Hajj.
Do you believe, Chorus?
I'm a cup half full kind of guy. No. We'll see them again for sure. They just need to kind of book up their ideas a little bit and get it going. But something you were saying earlier, Jason, though, about FaZe, obviously we just heard from them in the interview, right? I think you're right on the money with, will this performance get them to the last chance qualifier? Yes, but the last chance qualifier, you cannot bring this same performance there. You can't just wait for circles to come to you and just get a fewer limbs here and there cheekily to kind of round things out. You need more than that. You need big wins if you want to get top 5 in the lobby that is going to come from that.
Right now, when I'm looking at the leaderboards and teams in the top 5 that I'm expecting to go, right now I've got Mad Balls and Influence Rage. Outside of that, I'd say there's still a lot of room for other teams to compete for that one. Like, it seems like D+ Kia could do a better improvement. Same for FaZe, Procedure Evos, etc. that could be up there. So I think that right now, top 5 has still got a few spots that are going to be heavily contested once we head into the last chance.
BTR? Hello, you didn't even mention them.
BTR too, okay. There's too many teams, okay, so it's just to say there's a lot of teams competing for that spot, Jason, but okay. Do I have to list them out one by one?
No, that's good. That's all we needed from you, Max, and that's all we needed from you guys on the desk. But before we can head off the day and obviously come back tomorrow, once again, our official smartphone provider here at PMGC, the Infinix GT10 Pro, all of our pros are participating on it because it was born for them. And we'll see if they can use that to carry themselves through into the last chance stage, kicking off in 2 days of time. And of course, while they do have that slight break tonight, they're probably going to be on TikTok looking up the tag PMGC 2023 to see some behind the scenes stuff, potentially some highlights of themselves and the great plays they're able to pull off. And you guys can of course go there as well. And if you ever do post about the show, make sure you use the hashtag PMGC 2023. But that's going to round out our show. We have 1 day left. Group Green unfortunately have to sit by the side tomorrow and watch all the matches unveil. That means we have a little bit of time off. We'll be back tomorrow to kick off Red versus Yellow to find our 16 teams advancing through into the final last chance stage. And we'll see you guys then for some more PUBG Mobile action.